Welcome to the Good News Live at 9 a.m. on Facebook and available later on our YouTube channel. Please be sure to comment in the chat. This is a presentation of the Allen Park Presbyterian Church. Good morning. I am kvan. I am the communications director at the church, moderator of the deacons, and the ChristNet coordinator. My co-host this morning and always is Suzanne Maxey.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, she is an elder at Allen Park Presbyterian Church. She is an excellent graphic artist and my partner in crime many times in many things. So good morning, Suzanne, and to everyone who's watching. I don't even know if we're live. Are we live, Sue? Yes, we are. Okay, good deal. So here, let me lock this down so I don't hear myself talking. All right, there we go. So today we're excited. We have a special guest, Steve Donohue. He's been a guest with us before. You may know him as a balloon twister or another aspect. He's on many committees in Allen Park, and we will be bringing him in shortly. I wondered, Sue, are you excited? Is everyone excited about this solar eclipse that's coming on Monday? If you have been busy like me and you haven't gotten your special glasses, you can go to the Allen Park Library. They're having a solar eclipse party. They're going to have free glasses, fun snacks, and it's from 2 to 4 p.m. on Monday. Now, I know we're not going to have a total eclipse here, and a lot's going to depend on the weather, but it's still a very monumental event. So if you're interested in doing that and you're behind a little bit, you can go to the Allen Park Library. They say that you'll be able to see it in Allen Park at about 3:15 p.m. And we should be close to 99%, so it won't be totally dark. So be sure you don't look at the sun because it can damage your eyes. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our guest. Let him get in here. Good morning to everyone who's watching. Sandy Sauerbeck, Norma Bentley, Judy Hatch, and others. If you don't comment, I don't always know you're watching. Good morning, Steve.
Morning.
I am bringing you in early today.
No kidding, you shocked me.
I was going to text you, but I decided I was just going to shock you. Sue is having some trouble with her voice. She's got a bit of a cough going on. So we're going to talk about Allen Park things, and I thought, well, I'm just going to bring you in, and you can help me talk about them.
Okay.
First thing I talked about was the Allen Park solar eclipse. The Allen Park Library is having a solar eclipse party on Monday. So that's kind of fun. And our next announcement was the AP Beautification Commission has a cleanup event coming on April 13th from 10 to noon. So if anybody watching would like to help, you can meet in the high school parking lot and groups will be formed. You'll be sent out with gloves and lawn and leaf bags, and you can help clean up our beautiful city of Allen Park. So Steve, Tell me what you've been up to, and welcome back. You've been a guest with us before, and we love having you.
Well, I don't know what to. We've had a few things this year. We did some craft fairs and some kids events. So we do most things. I don't know if you know the Down River Foster Closet, but
yes,
we do most of their events. So we were at their Christmas party, and then we were at they just had an Easter party. And we were at that event for some balloon twisting. I don't know. Yeah, we twist balloons.
Yes, you twist balloons and you do it well. And I think a lot of people know you. When the weather is at a certain degree, you'll be at Harold Judah Park twisting and making.
It looks like next week we'll get some good days for that.
I think so too. And I'm glad that you support the Down River Foster Closet. We also support them, and what a great organization they are.
It is. Yeah.
And I know you're probably excited about something else that's coming up very soon on April 19th.
Yep, the Allen Park Farmers Market starts on the 19th, 3 o'clock, right across the street from the church. So right on Park and Harrison.
Right. So if it's been well, it hasn't been a long winter, but it's been a winter, and the farmers market will be starting up in April. It goes all the way till October. And
Yep,
that's
it
when we,
ends.
yeah.
Sorry, it ends the last week of the last Friday of October, and it coincides with the trunk or treat event that the Allen Park Presbyterian Church puts on.
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna say. When it usually ends, we normally have it the next Friday after that. So that's kind of cool. We've been doing that for years, and that's always a super fun
Yeah, it's
event.
fun for us too at the market because we get lots of kids. Most of the vendors will have candy out for the kids too, so it's good.
Right. So that's gonna be exciting. I don't know what new and exciting things will be coming to the farmers market, but there's always new vendors, and it's always good to support local small business, that's for sure.
I went to they had a meeting for vendors this year. It's the first time I think they've ever had one, at least that I know of. And there's some exciting news there. I think the thing that most of the vendors were excited about was they're going to have a new vendor who's going to have farm fresh eggs.
Oh, that's always a
So
popular thing for people.
yeah, people really, I'm not a farm fresh egg guy, but there were a lot of people who were very excited about that.
Yes, they
So,
would be. I hear people asking about that quite often.
yep, and that's what the other vendors were saying was that's the
Yes,
one request for people don't ask
exactly.
me if I sell farm fresh eggs. I don't know why.
I don't know why either. Because well, I mean, maybe you could make a chicken balloon or something like that. Who knows, right?
That's a tough one, but I can make a chicken. It's not my
Yeah.
favorite.
Okay.
Duck is a little easier.
Yes. Is there any balloon that you twist that is so complicated that you're like, oh, why did you ask for a giraffe?
I like giraffes. Turtle.
Turtles are
Two things
hard.
that I can make that are hard. Turtle is tough to make, and then the other one is people want a spider a lot, especially as we get closer to Halloween. And I don't mind twisting it, but it's big. It's four balloons, and it's almost 4 feet across.
Wow.
And so it's like, kids can ask for that. And I always tell their mom, well, I'm going to make it, but you know who's going to carry it, right?
Right.
So,
Wow.
you know, on those windy days, you don't want to be carrying around a 4 foot balloon. But
No, and I'm kind of afraid of spiders, but now I'm gonna ask you to make me one someday because that sounds kind of exciting. I'm
that's
sure that
the
takes a bit longer than your average balloon. So
the curse of balloon guys. As soon as you make something like a spider, everybody else wants a spider.
yes, I know. I always have that saying, less is more. Like, don't talk about things you don't want to have to like deal with right at the moment. So that's
Yep.
probably very true. If the kid, I wonder how many times kids ask for exactly the balloon that the kid ahead of them got.
Uh, it depends. I mean, if you make something unusual, like if I make a penguin, I can count on the next 6 or 7 kids asking for a penguin.
Right, right.
Yeah, swords are the most common thing, and a lot of times kids will ask for a sword, but it's because the person that had in the line was their brother or sister, and so then they want. Because
Oh,
we have the sword rule. You're not hit with your sword unless they have a sword, and so a
yes.
lot of times the whole family has to get swords.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun. Until someone cries because they broke their balloon sword, right?
We have a no crying rule. You just have to come back and we'll make a new one.
Oh, that's a good rule. That's a really good rule.
We try to encourage bring back the broken one
Yes.
just to reduce the litter. But
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's nice. I didn't know that. I
yeah.
was kind of laughing because we're friends on Facebook and I saw you post that you had put some stickers on
Oh
uh,
yeah.
yeah, your work chest, and everybody thought that was what you picked from, and you're like, oh boy.
Everybody but me immediately saw that as a menu. I don't know why. My wife didn't even catch me. Like normally when I do something dumb, I can count on her to point it out, but she didn't even think of it either. So
That is really cute. What resonates with people.
yep. I blame Laura from Jam It All. She's one of the farmers market vendors, and
Uh-huh.
she dropped off the stickers for me. So
Oh, that's so cute.
I
So
thought they'd make the box look
when
better.
when you were at the farmers market meeting, were there a lot of vendors then? I mean, we're looking
Yeah, it was
for
kind of. I bet there were about 20 vendors in all, or 20 people. Some of the vendors had 2 people there, but I bet there were 15 different vendors, and it was a good mix. There were a lot of people that had been there forever, right? So like Sue Chrysler from Schrodex was there, and Steve from Steve's Gourmet Cheese. But then there were 4 or 5 people that were new vendors for us. There was a lady that sells cups. There was a new lady that is a farmer. She's going to bring out produce and the eggs. I don't know. She had the craziest question, I think, of the day. She wanted to know if she could sell live chicks.
Wow. I don't even know if you can have a live chicken in Allen Park.
I don't know either. I always tell my wife the answer is no, but I've never really looked.
Right.
I just don't want to have a live chicken at our house. So,
No, I mean, I have heard of people having roosters and they've had to get rid of them because, roosters
they're a
start,
nuisance.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Start the day quite loudly. So you are also on a new committee this year, aren't you?
Yeah, I was appointed to the festivities committee to replace somebody who had resigned. So I'm like on a 2-year term. Normally they're 4 years. So the festivities committee, if you don't know, they put on 2 big events a year. One is the street fair, and the other one is the lighted Christmas parade.
Oh, wow. We try to participate in both if we can. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yep.
Well, that's going to keep you busy.
Yeah, we meet. I mean, officially we meet once a month, but usually there's a special meeting to discuss other things. So coming up, we've got a meeting. We're trying to figure out if we can bring back the kids zone, which we had before COVID, and we're trying to figure out if we can bring that back to the street fair. And then in May we start jurying. So you can't just decide, oh, I want to go to the street fair. They actually review your products and decide, okay, is this a good product for the street fair, or is this something we should not allow?
So if anybody is interested, and the street fair, as you may or may not know, viewers, is in August.
Yep.
So if you're looking to be involved, you probably need to start thinking about that sooner than later.
Yes, the applications are available now, and like I said, we're going to start. They call it jurying, but it's the process of deciding who's in and out, and it's part of it's, is your stuff really nice, and then part of it is, okay, we already have 12 people making cookies. Maybe we need to stop adding cookie vendors.
Right, exactly. Because I think as a shopper, you would be disappointed if every single booth had exactly the same thing.
Right, exactly, and for us, it's not. I mean, you have some variety. So, and the vendors, if every vendor had the same thing, now it's a different event, right?
Right.
So,
Good morning, Sue Tucker, Tracy Kratz. Trying to say hi to some of our viewers. Thank you for being with us today. Yeah, so that's exciting, but we don't want to rush summer, that's for sure. We need to get started with the farmers market. Make sure
yeah.
that everybody, hi Kip, make sure that everybody gets out. God, if I lose my voice, Steve, you're gonna be doing this whole show by yourself.
I don't know if I can carry it.
Is the
You can definitely,
festivities committee part of Allen Park, the city of Allen Park, or is it part of
It's
the
really,
city?
technically it's a festivities commission, but the city has a number of commissions. So there's the festivities commission, there's the DDA. You guys already mentioned the beautification commission is one of them. There's a library one, there's a historic one, there's a parks, there's a bunch. You can actually go online and you can apply to be part of these commissions. If you're interested, I think there almost always there's openings somewhere where you could volunteer to help. I'll say this out, so I should tell you I'm 60, not a spring chicken, but I think if you are a spring chicken, you'd be very welcome on some of these committees because some younger people would be good.
yes, it's always good to have a wide range of experience and where you are in life. So yeah, if you're interested in serving on a committee, it's something I do a lot. All of us do, and it's a great way to get involved and make a difference.
Yep.
And
Young people.
now that the city of Allen Park has a brand new website, you can go on there and it's a lot easier to find things. And that's where I found some of these things I was talking about this morning.
Right. The other thing that's coming up, music in the street starts June. And that's like I don't know, it's like the first and last Thursday, I think. But one that's new this year is on August 7th, they're doing a special kids one. And so normally the music in the streets is from 7 to 9, sort of at Bob Seger Boulevard and Philomene. Which probably behind Prestige is the easiest.
Yes.
Yeah. But the special one on August 7th is for kids. It's from 5 to 7. And normally we don't do music in the streets for the balloons, but for that one we're going to because it's a kids event. And they're also looking to get some other kids entertainers out there in addition to the music lady.
Okay, great. I know a great one. I'll send you a link later.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll forward it to so
Or-
the DDA has a new executive assistant. Her name is Kim Steinman, and she has a she has a lot of great experience. She actually has a degree in event planning. So
Yeah, she's great because
some
I'm on the DDA marketing committee as well, and she's great. So I will send that to you and you can send it to her, or I guess I could send it to her. But yeah, I have a great person in mind for that one.
awesome.
All right, so
Hopefully
we're
it's not a
talking,
balloon twister.
yes. So we're talking summer stuff. Today's the Detroit Tigers opening day. It's always got to be cold, but at least the sun's out right now. We got to keep that going.
That's right. It's a Detroit tradition. You have to be a popsicle by the end of opening day, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So I would imagine that this time of the year gets really popular for or busy for you as well with the balloon twisting because there's so many outdoor
Yeah,
events.
it's definitely starting to pick up. We have let me see, I'll look at my calendar. We have one, two, three, four, five events left this month.
That's awesome. How do you decide which events to go to? Is there a criteria or just calendar?
Um, well, I mean, we usually, so since we usually don't charge, we try to pick events that are community oriented. So if you're a service org, like, so we do a lot of things for the city. We do things for service organizations, so like the Knights of Columbus, those kinds of things. We do churches. Basically, if you're doing some event where you think some kids would enjoy having balloons, you should ask us and we'll probably come out. I mean, the calendar is the biggest reason we say no is because somebody already asked before you got to us.
Okay, great. So that's
So
good to news. No, so everybody watching, keep that in mind. If you have an event, and especially if it's community or youth oriented, get a
yeah,
hold of Steve Donohue, the balloon guys.
yeah. You can get
Yes,
us we have a website, it's balloonguys.org, or you can find us on Facebook.
I didn't even know you had a website. All right, so that's good to know. I'll put that in the chat later.
Yeah, in my previous life, I was a IT guy. So
You were?
yeah.
That's good to know as well.
Uh-oh.
Just joking. We have IT people.
No, I know.
But it is good. It is good to know. And I'm sure that helps you with, your own website and things like that. So
Yeah, it makes it a little easier. I
yes,
know sort of what I'm doing.
right, exactly. That's awesome. That is awesome. I was going to just get off topic for a minute because I know I'm gonna forget. We recently had ChristNet, a homeless shelter at our church, and I just want to do a shout out. If you had anything to do with ChristNet, whether you purchased things or helped or volunteered, we're having a get together on April 26th. So if you haven't heard about that, please contact me. It's an appreciation dinner, and we're going to get together and we're going to do a mission project for our own food pantry. So everyone is welcome. You just have to let me know so we have enough food. So sorry about that, Steve, but I forgot to say that earlier.
No,
Yeah,
Christ is an amazing program.
yes, it is. And it's been 4 years because, like you were saying about the pandemic, 4 years since we did it. So we pulled it off. We had over 100 volunteers. So I'm really appreciative of that.
Yeah, it's funny. I participate with two churches for scouting events, and both of you are participants in ChristNet.
Yeah.
The other one is First Methodist in Dearborn.
Yeah, our scouts are very instrumental in helping with ChristNet because they help with the setup, they help with the cleanup, and many of them volunteer. So the scouts
Yeah.
are very active in helping us with this program. They
Well,
always have been.
we had a meeting a couple weeks ago during ChristNet. We had a number of scouts at the meeting who, after a meeting, sometimes there's a little chit chat, and they had to leave early because they were all going over to help with ChristNet. So
Yeah. One of our scoutmasters told me that when they talk to like the scouts and they say like, what is one of your memorable events in scouting? And many of them mention ChristNet.
not bad.
It makes me feel good that a mission can spread out like that and affect a lot of people.
Yeah, at our event we had candy because it was our Easter meeting, and
Yeah.
so one of our guys, I guess there was a couple families at ChristNet, and so one of our guys took all leftover candy to get his hands on,
Yeah.
bring it down there to help out with the ChristNet, because otherwise we end up with a lot of candy left.
Yeah. We do the same thing. We try to, have snacks and try to make it really friendly and feel like you're just at home watching TV in your own living room. So we kind of do the same thing.
Yeah, it's very neat.
Yes, it very much is. All right. Stu, do you have any questions? And poor Sue, she can't talk without coughing.
Well, you're talking about the chicks. I had a live chick when I was a kid. That was a couple years ago. And we had a dog, and the chicken would ride on the back of the dog. It was a black dog, and of course, a yellow chick would walk around the yard and everything. The chicken on the back of the dog. And we lived in Taylor, and no, you are not allowed to have live live chicken.
I,
When it started crowing, my dad had to give it to some farm somewhere. At least that's what he told me. And that's what I hang on to.
Exactly.
But they were really cute, the chicken riding on the back of the dog.
I bet that would be fun to watch.
Yeah, that would be fun to watch.
Now you'd make $1 million. You could put that video and put it on Instagram, and you'd be an
Yep.
influencer, and
Yep. Do a TikTok with your chicken riding on the back of your dog. You definitely could get a lot of views for something like that. Absolutely.
yeah.
Social media world. I think of all the crazy things I've done, and I'm like, I'm kind of glad that wasn't available then. Don't want that proof of all the crazy things I've done.
Yeah, exactly. At a certain age, you're free from that danger.
Yes. That you don't have to worry about any of that popping back up.
I saw a thing about, the younger generation is gonna have the most boring pictures ever because of all the food pics.
Yeah.
So you'll get to, when you're currently 20 something turns into a 60 something, and they're showing the grandkids all the pictures, it's just gonna be like, and this was a salad I had that day.
Right. They're gonna be like, wow. Yeah, that's probably true. Because even I take pictures of food, but I don't post them. And I don't even know why I take pictures of it, just to remember the moment, I guess. Isn't that funny?
It is weird. Well,
Hey.
everybody else does it, right? We just
Right.
don't fall in.
Yeah, you gotta stick with the pack, right?
That's right.
So what are you looking forward? What's your next big thing, Steve? Or are you just trying to keep all the balls up in the air?
We're trying to keep a lot of things in the air. I mean, our next big thing is probably the farmers market starting. We also have another big event we have is we do some stuff for the city of Romulus. They call their Sounds in Downtown. So my partner Mick does some of the stuff over there for them. So those are the two big things that are coming up, and then we've got a few school events coming, and some craft shows. We do a lot of craft shows, and then we just added next Sunday. We're doing it's a family fun day at the Dearborn Performing Arts Center, and it's meant for families with autistic children to come out and have a good time. So
It's Autism Awareness Month, so that's perfect.
yeah, we did it last year. It's put on by the Blue Hands Network.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty neat. And then I guess the 21st, we're not doing anything about it, but on the 21st, the Foster Closet is having I'll think of that word any minute, a prom dress event. So they got a bunch of prom dresses donated, and they figured out that they have so many, they won't be able to there's not enough foster children to give them all prom dresses, or there's more prom dresses than foster children.
Oh, wow.
And so what they're doing is they're going to have on the 21st, the first hour will be foster kids only. And then after that, they're going to sell the dresses at reasonable prices. And then whatever money they make from that, they're going to put it back into the closet to either buy shoes or get makeup done or whatever the girls need done to make their prom special. So it'll be a really cool event.
Yeah, I'll have to make sure I look for that and advertise. And I know recently you did an event at Role Models with Wade and her four-legged friends.
Yep.
And Patrick, the chief of staff, and that was the first time you've done that. So that was probably a different. Dogs probably didn't ask for balloons, but I'm hoping that the kids and the parents asked for some.
It was awfully cold that day, and so I was inside, and so I did make a balloon for every child that came, I think, but they're only about, I don't know if there were a dozen. So
well, you made their days.
Yeah, people enjoyed it. I got to meet the Role Models guys.
Yeah, they're
Never met them before. They're amazing.
Yes, they're very supportive, very community minded, and so is Patrick and Wade and her four-legged friends, always supporting the community.
Yep.
And it's kind of a cool perspective because they support the community through the eyes of their dog.
Right.
So,
It's neat.
yep, it's so, so cool.
Yep.
So,
So we also, I got a Team Patrick or a Team Wade shirt, which I'll be wearing.
all right,
At,
great.
at the farmer's market, I try to wear a different local business or charity shirt every week just to sort of remind people that we're out there. So I have like Primos and the fitness studio and a couple of local bars and just different APAC sports, stuff like that, just to remind people those groups are out there.
All
And
right,
then,
that's awesome. I gotta get a Team Wade shirt. I don't even have one yet. So
uh-oh.
that's a good idea, wearing local shirts like that. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, I think it, I don't know if it helps or not, but it
It
doesn't
doesn't
hurt,
hurt.
right? And then I also put out business cards and some flyers for different local events that are coming. I think I put out, you guys had towards the end last year, you had the craft sale. And so we had some of your events out on my table because I have I have a 6 foot table, but I only need about 3 feet. So the other 3 feet is, I just put up some racks of flyers and business cards for local businesses.
Yes, you did. I remember Sue made a flyer for the craft fair and we advertised it there, and we do appreciate that too.
So if anybody is listening who has an event coming up or your local business, get in touch with me. I'm happy to put it out there. There's no charge. It's just, let's put it out and see if we can help each other out a little bit, right? Which is always a good thing.
Yeah, but it's always a good thing to work together. Amy Bowerman said Steve is the best. Norma Bentley said, thank you, Steve, for your interview this morning and for all you do for the kids. And
I'm just gonna thank Norma for not ratting me out. Last year, she told you guys a bunch of my secrets.
she did, but they were good secrets. They were good
They
secrets.
were, but
She ratted you out on doing, and she didn't do it on purpose. She did it
no, I know.
innocently. But yeah, some other good works that you do with sending cards and things like that. So
Yeah.
I guess don't you like to avoid the spotlight, but you're a really good person, and I'm glad that I've gotten a chance to know you and Sue has, and I love it when we get to work together. So I appreciate that.
Yep. Thanks. I appreciate that.
All
So
right.
I have this. This is one of the things that you and I worked on together. I don't. Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? I have blur on, so you can't read the titles of my books.
Try to pull it closer to you and see if we
Oh,
can
I think it's gonna just do it again. It's the Allen Park Downtown Guide,
yes.
which everybody probably got in the Allen Park Today magazine. And this is the first draft, but it's pretty neat. There's a lot of good information in there, including in the middle. There's the schedule for all the DDA events, which is it's actually a lot of the events that'll go on in the city, right? There's a few things missing, not DDA things, but the DDA doesn't put on the street fair,
Right.
and the DDA doesn't put on the Parks and Rec has a separate music program, and Parks and Rec also has a what do they call it? It's like a mobile park program where they have different city parks. They have a van come and they put on events each day, and sometimes they have a singer or somebody else come along too, storyteller. So,
Right. So if you live in Allen Park, and I did find electronic link for that, Sue, I can send you because we have an ad in there supporting the city and the DDA. And if I have a son moving to Allen Park, so I sent him the link. I'm like, look, here's a bunch of stuff going on. It's a good resource. Allen Park Today magazine is what we're talking about. Everyone gets a copy at their house, so make sure you take a look in there.
yeah, and this one there's a separate visitors guide. And that's something the DDA did was they put together this visitors guide and they're going to distribute it. I didn't know this until I started attending meetings. There's 5 hotels in Allen Park. I didn't realize there were so many.
Oh yeah.
So what they had observed was when they went to visit the hotels, they all had visitors guides for Dearborn and Wyandotte because someone had put them there. So now we have an Allen Park visitors guide, and I know that the DDA is distributing it to those 5 hotels. Plus, it's going to be at some local, like you can pick one up at the city hall right now. I think they're going to be at the rec center or the community center. And then the one that really surprised me, they're going to Thunderbolt. I didn't realize how. It's one of those things when you live near something, you don't realize how big it is, right?
Right, right.
And so Thunderbolt has tens of thousands of people every year who come to visit our city.
Yeah.
And so
International. They have an
Yeah.
international event. People come from around the world. Yeah.
Yep. And so they're going to have copies of this book out there too to help us, help people find places to eat.
Yeah.
or go
Gotta
shopping.
have those.
Well, I mean, whenever you're traveling or staying in a hotel, you're gonna look at the literature that's in your room to try
Right.
to figure out what to do. So I mean that is a
This is a great idea.
very great idea.
So it'll, hopefully it'll detract people from leaving their hotel in Allen Park to go to some other city, and they'll go to one of our local events, a lot of
Yeah.
local venues. That'll be good.
Yeah, that's why the church put an ad in there.
Yes,
Maybe they'll
That's
come to church and see us.
absolutely.
I looked through. I think you were the only church with an ad.
All right, yay.
Good deal. Good deal. I'm glad that we got to be a part of that, but it's going to be a good tool. I'm sure it's going to be done again, maybe annually. I don't know what the plan
I
is.
think that's the plan. They did put a
Yeah.
year on it, so they
Right. So that's going to
have
be
to
a great,
redo it at some point.
exactly. So that's a great step in the right direction for
Yep.
supporting local and supporting Allen Park. So keep your
Yeah.
eyes out for that and for the magazine that should have been delivered this week.
Yeah, and like
and
I
it
said,
goes to every address in Allen Park,
right,
business and residential.
right. And if you didn't get one, I know that they have them in the kiosk right in the lobby of the city hall.
Yep.
Right? So if you don't know what we're talking about, you can stop in there and just walk in and pick one up. So I know we have one at the church waiting for us to take a look at. So
Yeah.
looking forward to that. Well, this half hour has blown by. Oh, it's already past 9:30.
Uh-oh.
So Steve, we thank you so much for
Oh, thank you. I appreciate the chance to talk to everybody.
yes, I appreciate it too. Thanks for talking extra. Norma Bentley said she was good this time. How funny.
Thanks for being with us, Steve.
Yes, we really, really
Thanks
appreciate
for
it.
inviting me. I really appreciate it.
All right, so now I got to do Sue's part that she's so good at. If you would
Uh-oh.
like to learn more about the good news of Jesus Christ, be sure to join Pastor Tim for devotions live at 9 a.m. most Mondays through Thursdays, live on our Facebook and posted later on our YouTube channel, as is this show. And join us Sundays at 10 a.m. for worship, live stream on Facebook and YouTube, or in person in our beautiful sanctuary. Sue will personally give you a hug when she's not coughing. So if you see Sue, say hi. And if you would like to be a guest on our show, we warmly welcome you. We love to hear your story, whatever you got going on. Don't be shy, just join us. We do most of the work, even though we made Steve co-host today. Usually you don't have to worry about that. So just let Sue or I know, and we would be happy to have you join us.
I always tell people it's like hanging out with a couple of new friends.
Yes, it's like drinking coffee and hanging out with new friends. Next week, our guest on the good news will be Dave Tamson. We had technical difficulties. It wasn't his fault. We just had technical difficulties. So we're going to have him. He's our scoutmaster. Gotten to know him through ChristNet a little bit better. And Steve has a scripture that hopefully is the one from last time. I don't see it on here, Sue. Where is it? Here we go. Psalm 16:11. Does that sound familiar, Steve?
No.
Okay, well,
I think you picked it out for me last time.
we're gonna pretend that this was a perfect one because Sue picked it out.
Okay.
Okay, it's Psalm 16:11. You make known to me the path of life, and you will fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasures at your right hand. Well, that's our shout out to Steve. The hand is probably his balloons that bring such joy to people, and we appreciate that as well. So, Steve, thanks again. Thank you to everyone who was watching. Remember, you are a beloved child of God. God loves you, and so do we. Remember, don't look at the sun on Monday, and we will see you next Friday. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.